Hello, I'm Betsy Lavoie with the FountainCast Chamber of Commerce, and I'm thrilled to have Julie Jones here with us today from the Adventures of Julie Jones and Discount Air. She is here to talk about her experience as a Heart Grant donor. And so, Julie, thank you, first of all, for being one of our donors for the new Heart Grant. Most everyone doesn't even know what the Heart Grant is, so we'll talk about that in just a second, but just thank you.
Well, you are so welcome, and thank you for the opportunity, because I truly believe to whom much is given, much is expected. And so being able to give back into the community, and I'm excited to share my experience as being a heartist.
Absolutely, that's what we should call all of our donors.
Heartist.
I love it. So to share with everyone, the Heart Grant, HEART stands for Helping Emerging Artists and Rising Talent. And so it's our effort with the FountainCast Chamber Foundation to really support the arts here locally. And everyone knows, I think everyone knows, that our Fountain Festival of Fine Arts and Crafts is famous in the Southwest. It's the largest in the Southwest. And we have had many artists, talented artists, who are aging out. They've been with us for decades, and they decided to retire. And so we are always looking for emerging artists, and to support them, a lot of times we heard that they didn't have the funds to get started. So especially a brand new festival, it's scary because they don't know if they're going to do well. They don't know what to expect. They have to buy their tenting. It has to be a certain level of professional tenting. They have to have all of their exhibit hardware and everything they need for the festival. And so it can be really expensive, plus the fees that go along with.
Well, anytime you do anything for the first time, it can be so overwhelming.
Investment, yes.
It's an investment in yourself and in your business, but at the same token, too, I call it stinking thinking, right? Like that ends up getting in the way, and it creates a lot of fear for people.
Yes.
That they're just not sure. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that the grant is able to do, is that somebody believes in them enough to invest in them and sees where they're going with their art and what they're attempting to do. Because art can change the world, in my opinion.
Yes.
I mean, it just evokes emotions, and there's so many great things, and there's so many great artists out there. I'm always so amazed when I walk the art festival to see the creativity that people come up with.
And the talent. Mm-hmm. Yes. So to share with everyone, the Heart Grant was just launched last year at our Fall Fountain Festival of Fine Arts and Crafts in 2024. And Julie Jones, Adventures of Julie Jones, Discount Air, she literally took a leap of faith, because it was a brand new program from our Chamber Foundation to support the Chamber of Commerce as well, for emerging artists. So let's talk about the process. So first of all, you learned about the Heart Grant, and right away, did you know that's something you wanted to do, or did you have to learn more about it?
No, actually, it was right away. I just knew I was drawn to it. First of all, I love the name, and it's always based on relationships. And being a resident of Fountain Hills for 23 years, having small business here, and just knowing what the Chamber's doing, what everybody is doing to make this a better community, I believed in it right off the bat. And so I had told, it was, I think, Scott Summer was heading it up, and he had mentioned it at a board meeting, and I thought, okay, well, this is something I know we definitely want to do. Mm-hmm. Because, again, it's about the belief in somebody else, that to help support them, but you create a win-win situation, because it also helped to give our business exposure as well, because of the fact that, we were sponsoring an artist.
Right. And to speak to that point, Julie, I often have chamber businesses and non-chamber businesses ask me how they could be a part of the largest festival in the Southwest. And I say, unless you're a handcrafted artisan, you can't. Unless you want to be an exhibitor, and exhibitor fees are, I'll just be transparent, enormous. They're large on purpose, because it's not a business fair. It's an arts and crafts festival. And so this is a way for our businesses to be a part of it. And then, so let's talk about that a little bit. So you were given all of the artists who had won one of the grants, and you were given their artwork. It's an artist at work photo, right? And one of their photos. And so was it hard to select out of your choices?
It was, but I'm highly intuitive, and so as I was going through, there was one that I was immediately drawn to because of his work.
Yeah.
And so I have an affinity for nature, for butterflies. Butterflies come to me all the time. Actually, my mom used to come to me in butterflies because of the fact that she passed away 20 years ago, but now that Mike has passed, and he passed last April. Like, butterflies are always all around me. And so I know that when I saw the artist and his artwork, it was like Mike was speaking to me and was saying, this is the artist that we want you to select. Now, it's
That's
so
awesome.
funny how like the universe works, and in the effect that, so I knew when I came and I volunteered that day to help out at the art festival, I wanted to go meet the artist.
Right.
So I found out where he was at, and so I went to go find him, and I introduced myself, and he was ecstatic. I cannot tell you how excited and how grateful he was that I had sponsored him to be part of the show. And he did share with me the expense of what it took for him to be part of that show, and how that donation and sponsoring him really supported him in being there at that event. And so it was just an immediate connection. We had a great conversation. Turned out that when we connected on Facebook, we have all these mutual friends.
You do? Are you
And
serious?
he has
Oh my
been
gosh.
in the same Toastmasters club that I was in. He was in at a point, but we missed each other in passing.
Right, okay.
He was part of BNI, which I was part of. We never met each other at BNI.
Wow.
So it took the Fountain Hills, my hometown, my love, right? The art fair, and deciding to sponsor someone that I finally met this gentleman.
That's crazy.
And all of our mutual connections, it's uncanny the fact that we've never met up until this point.
Oh my goodness. I did not know that part. That's awesome.
Mhm.
That is awesome. And then as a donor, you were able to be invited to the artist-only artist party on Saturday night. So can you share a little bit about that? Were you able to come?
No, I was not able to come to
Oh,
that.
shoot.
So
Okay.
yeah, unfortunately I was not. However, again, it's always about whether or not you can make those different things. It's really truly about the give back.
Right.
And knowing the difference and the impact, and I made it a point to go and meet the artist.
Right.
And
So you still got that experience.
I got that
You got
experience,
that.
and
That's
he
right.
loved it. And then the piece that I was drawn to, I did buy his original.
You did.
I did.
Oh,
So I
awesome.
went ahead and supported him in that way as well, which, again, now every time I look at that piece, not only is it a beautiful piece hanging in my home, but it gives me that memory, right? That memory, that experience of what I had
course.
with Duncan Robertson.
Duncan
Robertson.
Yes. You know, so our part of the Heart Grant protocol is that it's for an emerging artist that's 24 months or less in their entrepreneurial pursuit of art. So they could be doing art as a hobby for 30 years, 50 years, what have you. But they're just attempting to do it as a business in 24 months or less. And this is their first and or second show. So they've never been in shows before. So it's a new experience to be at the festival. So I'm proud to announce that Duncan actually was awarded a second grant. So he's in round 2. And it was tough. We had a lot of entrants and a lot of people applying, but you can tell those who put in a lot of effort to answer their grant information, and we look at all of it blind, all of the questions and answers, and he scored high and he got it again. So
That's fantastic. Congratulations, Duncan.
yes.
Woo!
And he was so, I will share, I hope Duncan you don't mind, so I will share, I personally called him, I didn't reach him, I left a message, and he immediately called back, put me on speakerphone, him and his partner wife were screaming in the background, thank you, just so excited. And then he called back and he said, can you go hug all of the staff, everyone that's responsible for it? I said, well, it's after hours, so I can't do that, but I will make sure to share, your gratitude, and just truly so grateful for the experience. And now he would like to give back. He said, if you have an emerging artist in the future that is feeling insecure or unsure, I will mentor them. And so he wants to give back in that way, which I think is super cool.
And it's the ripple effect. See,
Yeah.
you don't know how one action in life is going to impact and change everyone. And not only that, I had the ability to be able to sponsor him for the art festival and that he was there, but how his art touched so many other people, right? Because I did see him taking other pictures with people buying his art or impressed. And he's got a remarkable story too. Like he, young on knew that he loved art, but life gets, life happens and gets in the way sometimes. And all these other things he did until he picked it back up again. And now his talent is even on a higher level. And maybe it's based on some of the experiences that he's had, in life. But that's really exciting to hear that he's an emerging artist again for the second time, because there are people out there who really truly make a difference. And I was just so impressed by his level of gratitude, like how much he thanked me. He dropped off a thank you card here at the chamber for me, like all the things that he went above and beyond. And I just really think that speaks highly of who he is and his character.
Yes, absolutely. So share with me, because we are seeking donors for all of our Heart Grant recipients. And it's your way as a business to be a part of it. So share with me, as a business, speaking to other businesses, is it something they should consider? I know you've already answered that, but really it's a little bit outside the box for some people to think of this as a brand activation for their company. But it's a way to put their brand in front of people that I'm sure they haven't thought of in their marketing and communications plan, right? So speak to that a little bit.
Okay, I'm just looking at the camera and saying, just do it. Do it. And here's why. Because there is a type of marketing that is out there, and it's about, creating the win-win, and like with nonprofits and different ways. See, people look for businesses that have a heart and are giving back. So I know that, I think at one point, Tom's, the shoes, right?
Yes.
Like, people were buying their shoes, and they may have been a little bit more on the expensive side, because they knew that if they bought a pair of shoes was being donated to someone in need. And people like the fact that when they're spending their money, that it's also doing some type of give back. And so as a business owner, like from a marketing perspective, I don't always do things for this reason, because I really do love to give back and really make a difference. But there is something to be said about that you will be looked upon as a business in a little bit different light, because you are giving back and you are attempting to make an impact in your own community and in someone else's life. And so for that reason alone, and it's inexpensive. Now, I don't know what you are doing. Is it the same amount that I paid? It's $1,000. So that people are clear on what it is. It's $1,000. Listen, I know how much people will spend on marketing.
Yes.
In other avenues that don't have the return on investment. I may not ever really truly see business, but I had a return on the heart.
Right.
And knowing what a difference it made in somebody else's life, that is what we're all here for. Like, whether or not, personally, professionally, we're all here, we're all in this like journey, life experience together. So why not make a difference for someone? Like, really truly, why not make a difference for someone? Because again, if you could have seen the smile and the gratitude and the expression on Duncan's face when he met me, to know that I was the one that, again, had that belief in him. And that's why probably, he said, okay, if I can do it once, let me apply again. Right?
Yes.
And now the fact that he wants to mentor other people. So it's just going to continue. The one act, the one decision for me to decide, yes, I want to be a artist, and then how it impacted Duncan, and now how it's going to impact others. You can't put a price on that. You just can't.
I agree. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Truly, the foundation is new. For those of you who don't even know the Chamber Foundation exists, the foundation is new. The Heart Grant is new, and we also have a Wiggly Grant, which helps businesses who cannot afford their chamber membership. And so we know that businesses are more successful when they're a part of the Chamber of Commerce. And so to be able to offer a grant for those businesses to really get started and really be successful is part of that too. So welcome to this introduction to not only the foundation, but also the Heart Grant. And thank you for being one of our very first ever artists. And we all know that
I wore my heart today.
And that's really, truly, I'm glad that you spoke to the feeling and the give back that you got, even for the heart benefit of it. And somebody might say, well, that doesn't pay the bills. But truly, anyone who knows Mike Jones, anyone who knows Discount Air Care, anyone who knows Julie Jones, now Conlon Jones, knows that you are generous people that give back to our community with your talent, with your time, with your finances. And when they're looking at choices of who to search for a coach, for a life coach, for air care, it's gonna make a difference. And you might not see the ROI immediately, but you'll see it. It's just my personal belief. And so, again, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, and it was really an honor to be part of it. So thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome! Yay, Julie Jones.